Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So, I want to throw a curveball at all of you. And I want to throw another curveball at Omoto for Fame, directed Omoto for Fame. And I want to ask Jeremiah Omoto for Fame a simple question, or his entire damage control team and his administration. And the question is, how are they going to distance themselves from this Zambian lady called Prophetess Precious Lungu? And I also want to ask you people, how do you think they will be able, or Omoto for Fame and Mercy City will be able to distance themselves from this lady called Prophetess Precious Lungu? Or to most of you who do not know Precious Lungu, and I would want to assume most of you already know her. Precious Lungu is the Zambian lady who claims to be a prophetess, who is much of Omoto's spiritual daughter. She has been, a family member of the house for a very long time. We're not quite so sure for how long they've been together with Omoto for Fame, or for how long she has been submitting under Omoto for Fame. But one thing that we know for sure, I think from 2015, 2017 up to date, she has been a very loyal daughter to Jeremiah Omoto for Fame. How did we come to know about Precious Lungu? It's when they tried to do damage control, or when they tried to implicate Prof X and Sister Ruth Matthew with a young man called God Love, whom we do not know what happened to him up to date. We don't know. We've tried to make applications to the court to become, our legal team. They've tried to make an application to the court to this case of God Love neighbor to also take interest and investigate and cross-examine God Love neighbor, but they were never awarded that opportunity. Their application was denied, was declined, because they don't want anyone else involved or to know the outcomes of God Love case. And Precious Lungu is the woman that claimed to have traveled all the way from Zambia to come and investigate, as she said, or to come and find out more about this case of God Love. As they say that God Love knew where baby testimony is. And God Love is the same guy that gave us those pictures of the alleged baby testimony, whom they claim is from Cameroon. But when we put pieces together, as we did try to put pieces together, we realized that Precious Lungu stays in the same house as that young man whom they said is baby testimony. Which made us come to a conclusion to say, so this means God Love was working together with Precious Lungu. God Love was working together with Omoto's team. Simply because Precious Lungu, she's the first lady that came and told us that this child is not from Nigeria, she's from Cameroon, the alleged baby testimony. She's also the one who came out and told us that the family of this young man of the alleged baby testimony, they are going to come out and claim that, why did you post the pictures of our child? And this family has not yet come out. Up to date, they are still silent. Why are they still silent? The pictures of their child are on the internet, or they were posted. They were confused for a missing child's identity, and the parents are still silent about it. Someone tried to connect me with the family, but we ended up landing on I ended up chatting with this in-law of theirs whom they say is in Canada or something. And he was like, no, I can't comment on this case because this case we have our lawyers already who are doing. Why are they taking long to come up front and confront us, or confront me about the case and ask me? Why are the lawyers so silent about it? Why are the parents of this child not speaking out and telling us that this child is not their child? Do we look like we are threatened by a suit or by any claim that can come from anywhere concerning this case of baby testimony? Do we look shaken in any shape, form, or size? Do we? Which now makes us question more about this lady called Precious Lungu. Putting into consideration her involvement in the case of the actual baby testimony. Because the role that Precious Lungu played was to try to divert people's attention completely and make people ignore. That was her role. That's why she had to come all the way from Zambia. And she did not do this in her own accord. This was a special invitation. And the reason why she was singled out, it's only her who was singled out to come and do all the logistics concerning this case, is because she knows a lot of things about the actual baby testimony. Precious Lungu knows too much about the actual baby testimony, about the missing baby testimony. Right now, as I speak to you, as we speak to you, Jeremiah Omoto knows what's happening. Precious Lungu knows what's happening. It's too premature for me to bring it out to the public. But the two names that I've put in question, they know what's happening. And if I be a true servant of God, just watch the space. And my story has been, we will find baby testimony. I know Omoto is watching. I know his administration is watching. His close allies are watching. As you watch me as I speak right through this electronic device, you people, you know you are in a corner, a very tight corner. Your backs are against the wall. So my question to you, the cave ball that I said I'm going to throw to you people, how do you intend to distance yourself from Precious Lungu? Because Omoto has never come out to say, indeed, Precious Lungu is my daughter. Indeed, we know Precious Lungu. The only people that came out to endorse Precious Lungu is this hungry blogger that they use for damage control. I don't know his name, the one with disorganized teeth. Say, no, she's a daughter of the house and stuff like that. The Prophetess Disgrace has never endorsed Precious Lungu. And I once told you that Disgrace does not know anything. She's not aware of this abduction syndicate because they know that Disgrace talks too much. She's not stable. She's too barbaric. She can come out and start speaking wrong things tomorrow. She's an illiterate. Disgrace is an illiterate. They can't trust her with such information, with such sensitive information. So they just keep her, on a distance to just allow her to carry out her madness and demonstrate her ignorance. Have you seen them posting of late? Have you seen them making noise of late? The strong pillars of the shrine are shaking. And they are shaken. And to those sons and those vagabonds that have been coming to say, oh, we'll send Interpol, we'll pick prophets up, that same Interpol will be used rightly to come and pick all of them up. Because we are going to consider them as accomplices. They have been trying to cover up the truth, obstructing justice. It's a crime. They are accomplices to the syndicate. Because for one to come on public domains like this, on public platforms, and say that the child is not missing, they know something. For one to come and say, don't talk about Omoto is innocent, they know something. So all those sons that have been ranting, we are going to consider them as accomplices because they know something. And they are subject to be investigated and tell us what they know. They will pay a good price for their ignorance because we are going to consider them as part of the syndicate. You don't defend what you don't know. A child is missing and you cannot have the guts and the audacity to come and say, no, the child is not missing unless you know something. So that is my question to them, especially to Omoto. How are you going to distance yourself from Precious Lungu if we find out that Precious Lungu is indeed the lady who kidnapped baby testimony? I said, if we find out, if we can establish all those facts, bring concrete evidence that Precious Lungu is the lady that abducted baby testimony, how is Omoto going to separate himself from Precious Lungu? How is Mercy City going to separate themselves or their establishment to Precious Lungu? How are they going to do it? Let's just look at it. Because I know they will try to do that. But thank God, Precious Lungu has already come out to tell us that she is a daughter of the house. She is a strong warrior, a spiritual daughter to Omoto for fame. She confessed with her own mouth. So is the father going to deny her daughter? Is the father going to distance himself from the daughter? Or the father is going to say, no, we don't even know that she's the one who did it. We're not aware. We were not aware. Okay, could this be the reason why they did not want to show us the CCTV footage? People, I'm asking questions to Omoto and his team. Could this be the reason why they concealed the CCTV footage? Because if Omoto had nothing to do with Precious Lungu, that CCTV footage could have been provided long time ago. There's only one reason why that CCTV footage is being concealed. Because Precious Lungu probably works for Omoto for fame. Precious Lungu is probably just the runner for Mr. Omoto for fame. Now the question is, how many more kids have been taken? How many more kids have been abducted? Because this cannot be the only incident. This cannot be the only misfortune that befell Sister Ruth Matthew. There could be plenty other mothers out there who do not have the opportunity or the voice to speak out about their experience or about their misfortunes. How many more are out there who do not have access to internet, who do not know who to call to seek for justice for their missing children? How many more have been abducted in these churches? That's the biggest question. This is not just pursuing justice for baby testimony. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. How many more kids have been abducted? We are just going to use the case of baby testimony as a yardstick to start the proper investigation and digging deeper into understanding and finding out how many more kids have been taken by these people, by these kidnappers. And the major question is, what are they using these kids for? Are they trying to take their destinies? Are they trying to rob off them their glory? Their stars, the shine on them? What are they using them for? Are they selling them overseas for organ harvesting? What project is behind this whole abduction syndicate? Because abducting is one thing, it's one crime on its own. And the reason for abductions, it's another on its own. What are they using these kids for? Spiritual rituals? It's one thing. Are they transporting them overseas for organ harvesting? It's another. It's very painful, people. It's very painful to bear, to know that a child can be taken from the mother because they can see the mother is very vulnerable and the mother is incapable of fighting hard to find that child back. Just grabbing an entire human being from someone and shutting them off and telling them to go to hell because you have money. Is this the world that you want your kids to grow up into, to come into? To those who are defending false prophets? Is this the world? Is this the church that you are so proud of and defending? To say, touch not the anointed. Are these the anointed that you are so much overprotective over? That you don't want anything to happen to them? Are these the anointed ones that you've been fighting for? Africans, we need to wake up. We need to be convicted and become truthful to our own selves. For how long will we tolerate such happening in the church of God, in the body of Christ, as you call it? For how long? So the day is coming, and it's around the corner. And Precious Lungu has been dead silent. She's shaking. She's scared. But I know she will do anything it takes to take the fall for the Father, to take the fall for Mercy City. She's probably being prepared right now to say, if anything happens, just say you don't know anything. Papa did not know anything. This did not know nothing. But that's not how justice is served on the international scope. I know Lungu will break. Was one thing I want to tell Lungu. I know Lungu is watching me right now. Jeremiah cannot protect you. Mercy City will not protect you. They will throw you under the bus. The freedom that you're enjoying now, it's probably the last time you're enjoying it. This is just the truth, man. And when that time comes, precious, if you have children, you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice. To go down with everyone that put you in this position, or to suffer the consequences alone. I don't think the Omotos are worth going through this alone for. And I want to encourage Lungu right now. You alone, Lungu, can shape. You have that capacity right now. You have that voice right now. As much as you know you're afraid people will judge you, people will say A, B, C, D, and E, but the ball is in your court. You can change the entire landscape of these false prophets. You alone, precious Lungu. I know you've been indoctrinated long enough to think that Omoto is your spiritual father. Omoto can open doors for you. There are no doors Omoto will ever open for you. He does not have that capacity. He cannot do it for anyone, not even for himself. The doors of heaven, he can't do it. Don't allow yourself to be used, my sisters. Don't allow yourself to be used by these pulpit bandits. They don't know God. They don't hear from God. They are not from God. Self-appointed clowns. Yahoo people. Yahoo boys. 419s. That have highly decorated themselves to become prophets. But the love of Christ is not in them. They are native doctors, traditional healers, babalawos, sangomas, who believe in rituals, who do not believe in the blood of Christ. The only blood that they believe in, the blood of goats, slaughtered goats and animals, and some human beings, which they offer to their gods, to appease their gods. So my question again, in case you do not get it, how will you, Omoto for Fame in Mercy City, distance yourself from precious Lungu? I know you might be working on it already, and I hope you are. How are you going to distance yourself from her? And how are you going to dismiss your association with her? And to my people, to my intellectuals watching, how do you think they'll go about it? This is a question I'm asking my people now. How do you think they'll go about it if we establish that Lungu is indeed one of the women who abducted baby testimony? How do you think they'll go about it? Let's discuss. Let's share some ideas. How do you think they'll go about it? Let's help them also. Let's give them ideas. Because one thing you must know is there's nothing that should be kept a secret. There's nothing that should be hidden. Because when the truth comes out, there will be nowhere to hide. When the truth is exposed, there will be nowhere to hide. No one will be able to hide. So let's just explore all the positive, all the possible scenarios that might unfold after we actually get to the truth. And bear with me, the truth is just around the corner. The truth is just around the corner. And when the right time comes to know what you have to know, then you will definitely know. So let's engage, let's share. Let me know what you think. How will they be able to say we do not know? How will they do it? That's my question. That's the only question that I'm asking you people. And you tell me what you think in the comment section below. And if you're new on this platform, please don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification icon. And the other thing that I had, if you want this message to reach as many people as possible, please like the video. Even if you have not yet watched it, or even if you are just finishing to watch it now, your like goes a long way. It makes it available to other people who might not know that we are dealing with a case of this nature. So do something, just leave a like, especially a like, and obviously don't forget to subscribe. And the notification gang, you guys are the true heroes. I salute you. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.